What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This is an update for my Dragonknight 1-bar bash build for update 40. As they have made a change to corrosive armor where you can no longer generate ultimate when you're in the form of the ultimate. So I really thought this build would be absolutely gutted, as this build is focused around the corrosive armor. But I've just had a few battlegrounds, and let me tell you, it's still hitting super hard, and the ultimate gain is barely noticeable. So let me just jump straight into the build, and then I'll go over the changes. So the build is, you don't even have to have a gold weapon, as I've noticed that increases the bash damage by about 20. So it's literally, you don't even have to gold the weapon. That's how good this build is. But obviously you can if you want to, as it will probably make the trait a little bit stronger. But the first piece is your Sword of the Veiled Inheritance, and you want decisive for some ultimate gain. And the enchantment is the Oblivion damage to get through people that have got shields, them Arcanists. You got a Shield of the Veiled Inheritance, which is reinforced with max health. You got a Pirate Skeleton's Visage, multi-effect enchantment, reinforced. You want this all heavy as well, by the way. You got Deadlands Demolisher's Cuirass, reinforced with a multi-effect enchantment. You got the Shoulders Deadlands Demolisher's Pauldrons, all reinforced, multi-effect. You got the Girdle Heavy Veiled Inheritance, impenetrable one piece I've got. And multi-effects. You've got the Heavy Gauntlets Deadlands Demolishers reinforced, and you've got the Legs Deadlands Demolishers Greaves reinforced, multi-effects. And you've also got the Feet Deadlands Demolishers Heavy reinforced, multi-effects. And the Jewellery, you want the Bash Enchantment Infused Veiled Inheritance, the Ring the same, Infused, Veiled Inheritance, Bash, and of course the Oaken Soul Ring for the Bash enchantment as well, Infused. And because of the update 40, you'll be able to gold them a lot cheaper now, as they've made changes to the jewellery where the chromium platings will be a lot cheaper and easy to obtain, and it's cheaper to upgrade. So make sure you make them yellow to maximise the bash damage. Skills have remained the same from previous, which is the Shattering Rocks, which is your CC, also heals you. You've got your Heal, which is coagulating blood. You got your Power Slam, which is your main spammable, deals a ton of damage, and it's considered bash damage as well, which is what we're stacking into. You've got your Chains, which is your gap closer, and obviously your Major Berserk, which buffs your bash damage. And then you've got your Vigor, which gives you minor resolve, which buffs your armor and gives you a heal. And of course you've got the corrosive armor, which will limit your damage taken, and you'll just get like 100% penetration. So that's why you don't need to stack any pen on this build. It will all be through and still centered around corrosive armor. Champion points, you want Fighting Finesse, Exploiter, as you'll be knocking a lot of people off balance, and then obviously your two single target attack buffs, Master at Arms and Deadly Aim. Make sure you have Bastion as well, as that will make sure you do more damage to shielded enemies like Sulks and Arcanists. You've got your Pain's Refuge, Fortify for a bit more armor, and Boundless Vitality for a bit more health. Green, just make sure you got your movement buff on, and your liquid efficiency obviously for the potions, as you'll go through a lot of potions. But like I said, the champion points I haven't looked at too much, but I think they're still optimal. But obviously I've been doing a lot of battlegrounds, so obviously the champion points don't matter as much. So I'll go over the changes in a second. So stack everything into max health. So your tanky, you want the bewitched sugar skulls, your food, and the serpent for a bit of recovery. I haven't even got vampire on this build, but you can add vampire, but obviously it's going to make it a bit more costly, your skills. So I don't think you really need vampire on this, but you can if you want to. And the race is a Nord, as they will give you more ultimate. They give you more resistance, which is perfect for the bash build. More stamina, and when you take damage you'll gain ultimate, so you're just constantly in return of ultimate, because that's what the build will be focused around. So I'll go over the changes I've made. Unfortunately there's not a lot of changes I've done, as the build I find is almost impossible to improve that I can see, unless anyone in the comments can think of anything. But obviously, like I said, you can gold the weapon, but it doesn't really add a lot. But the changes I've actually made is I was running a precise axe, but now I've changed to the decisive trait. It doesn't matter if it's a sword or an axe or a mace, it's just any one-handed will do. But I would recommend decisive now, just to keep gaining that ultimate back. And obviously you've got your Nord, which is stacking the ultimate. And the other change I made, which was just the Mundus Stone, as obviously sustain can be tough on this build, because obviously with a bash build you do blow through the stamina very quickly. So I've put stamina recovery serpent. You can run the lady, but it'll give you a bit more armor, but I find it doesn't give you extra bash. Well, it does give you a bit of extra bash damage, but not much. So if we just quickly buff up and see the bash tooltip, which is 6803. So you're nearly at 7k bash damage. You're around 40k health. The stamina recovery, like I said, is a bit tricky. But if we pop a potion, you'll be around the 1200, which is okay, but like, again, it's still a bit tricky. But once you learn to master it and manage it a bit better, you can get along with it just fine. And that is the thing that the bash build lacks, is the stamina return. But like I said, when you pop the ultimate, it will return all your bars to full. And obviously just put a potion, drink a potion in between your ultimate, so obviously you can keep sustaining and keep going. And obviously, yeah, like I said, with the change to the corrosive armor, I really thought, obviously with you not gaining ultimate when you're in form, I really thought the build was finished, but it barely feels any different. So even though they've nerfed corrosive armor, it's still just perfect. And obviously once you're in corrosive, so your penetration will go up to 100,000, so your bash damage, you'll just go through everyone. There's not a lot of people that can stop against a solid bash build. Obviously it won't kill everyone. Some top end players obviously will know how to deal with bash builds. Like sorcerers, they'll try and kite away from you until your ultimate's gone. So be wary of that. You want to make sure that you're you're keeping your resources and timing your ultimate drops, effectively. But you will kill like 90% of the player base with this build. I'm not exactly the best PvPer in the world, but I can take out most people with this build. There's very few people that can resist against it, and it's awful against them pesky arcanists, because obviously they do that beam, and anything channeled, you'll be stunning them and interrupting them and knocking them off balance. Same with the Templars, with that stupid radiant oppression, which is super powerful. When they try and do the execute or the pragmatic fate carver, when you interrupt them, you'll just knock them silly, and you can pummel them quick. So Templars and Arcanists have real trouble against this build. I'd say the ones you struggle the most with is probably a really good Sork, as they can streak away. But obviously that's why I've got the chains, as you've got the gap closer, surprises people. And obviously the major berserk buffs your bash damage. So there's not been a great deal of changes, but I just thought I'd update for update 40. And I was surprised, because like I said, I really thought it'd be gated. I really thought without that ultimate gain, you're going to be waiting too long. Obviously the uptime on corrosive has dropped, but it's not as noticeable as what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be really bad and I'd have to try something different, but it's just perfect. So the 1 bar DK bash build is still amazing, as you'll see in the clips I will provide in this video as well. And it's just super fun to play. You know, it's not meta, which is because people are still running that stupid you know, the veteran ice staff with the perfected dual wield, you know, way of fire, that sort of rubbish. Everyone's still rocking that, and it's just nice to run something a bit different. But yeah, I'm still really pleased with this, and I'm just struggling to find any replacement sets. I mean, I know with a 2 bar bash build you can actually stack more damage, but obviously you're going to have to put more into sustain is the issue. So I find 1 bar, it suits it just perfectly. I will probably try a Sork bash build, as I hear they're probably the best for bash builds, as you've got the dark deal to keep restoring some of your stamina. So I will be trying that out as well, but the DK is still king to me at the moment for bash builds. Super fun, super easy. And like I said, just time the ultimates, time your potions. You don't want to pop your ultimate, then pop your potion, because obviously then you're going to get like a 40-second downtime of no potion and no ultimate, and that is when you're going to be vulnerable. Chuck in a few heavy attacks, you know, just to restore a bit of stam. But yeah, it's still perfect. It really is. It's still effective, still perfect. So for update 40, I'm still going to be using my bash build. So I hope everyone enjoys using the build, as it is still amazing. Have fun with it, and if you like the video, please drop me a like. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, as I'll be posting more stuff, more videos, more guides. And yep, and enjoy the clips, and I'll see you in the next video.